Hey guys, it's Kip here from KDC Marketing, and in today's video I want to show you how you can create an age requirement notice on your Wix Studio website, just like this one, where when you enter the website a pop-up comes up and you have this this notice that they have to confirm that they are over a certain age, and if they say no, then there's an action that happens. So I want to show you how you can create this on your own Wix Studio website. So let's get started. So I have my Wix Studio website here, and the way that you create something like that is called a lightbox. So if I open up my page menu here, you can see that I have a lightboxes section. If I open it here, it's down in this section here, this age requirement notice. So if you want to set this up, you just go to add elements, and then you're going to go to, I think it is going to be under layout tools. So you go over here to the layout tools, and then you go to light boxes, and then these are the different preset light boxes that you can use, and then you can customize these. So this is the one that I used here, just the basic box, and here's my light box, and it has nothing in it right now, and it has an X button to be blocked out. So the way that I created that light box was I just added a stack to it. So if I go to the quick add and then stack, you can attach your stack here, and then you can customize this. So that's where it said, are you over the age of 21? Or maybe, are you over the age of 18? And you can customize this however you want to. So I'm going to drag my stack out a little bit more, and then resize my heading here. I'm going to use a heading 4, and then a paragraph 3. I'm actually going to make my lightbox container a little bit bigger, and then I'll center this so I have more room to work with. And I'm going to go ahead and unstack this for now because I don't like this button. And so I'm just going to get these text elements set up correctly. So I've got these here, this text element here, and you could say something here like age requirement notice or disclaimer. So again, once you start getting these, you just customize them, and then I can make this text center lined, make it a paragraph 2, maybe a little bit bigger so it's easier to see, and then I want to center align my heading. And then what you do after this is you set up triggers. So this trigger is how things will display. So I'm just going to call this age disclaimer, the name of my lightbox. Automatically display lightbox on pages. Yes, I want it to display on the pages, and I'm going to choose first page visitor sees. I'm not sure why it's not letting me choose that right now. Let me try this one more time. Anyways, you would select this box and it would highlight all of these here, and then you would set the schedule. So if you wanted to have a schedule, but we don't want to have a schedule because it's all the time. So that'd be like if you were running a promotion or something and you only wanted the lightbox to show up during your promotional sale, then that would be for the scheduling there. And then I opted for the close button instead of the close text here. So again, I want to hide that closed text because they have to click the closed button in order for it to work. And then clicking closes the lightbox. I don't want that in the overlay. I want it, they have to click the close button. And so all I really did was I changed the text here to say, yes, I'm over the age of 18. The age of 18. And then I created another button that said, no, I'm not over the age of 18. So once you have this button created, and let me get this sized how I want this to be 260 by 248, or by 48, sorry. I'm just going to add another button here, and I can copy the same width by 48. And then I would change this to the color green. And I would change this to no, I'm not over the age of 18. Okay, so once I have this, then this button here is what actually closes the light box. So I'm going to put these all in a stack now. So I'm just clicking all the elements, holding shift. I'm going to align the items here. I'm going to make them a pixel percentage of 24 pixels. I'm going to change this to actual pixels here. So 24. And then I'll center line. I actually want these a bit closer together. So I'm going to go 16 pixels. Okay, so now I've got my light box popping up here. And then I need to set up that functionality where they click, if they click no, then I have a little message that pops up for them. So to do that, I'm actually going to use the coding tool. So I'm going to turn on coding here. And I'm going to use the new AI tool to code this. So for example, I'm going to pull this open a little bit. I'm going to click on my no, I'm not. And then I'm going to pull this up higher so we can see it. I'm going to click AI Assistant. And I want on click for an action to happen. So you can select these actions that you want. So on click, I want it to say that I want a message, an error message to pop up. You are not old enough to view this content. Sorry, you're not old enough to view this content. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to click Generate Code. And this is so cool because the AI code assistant is going to write this code for me and then give me instructions on how I can implement this on the website. So it has the code snippet there at the top that we can insert into the website, and then it shows me what I need to do. And one of the main things I need to do is add the ID, the error message text ID to my text element in order for this code to work. So it's just showing me what I need to do, and then I'm going to click Insert Code. And so now that code's been inserted. So now what I need to do is go and get the text element and then copy this ID into it so that it has that to reference the element for the function we just created. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the text here from the top and use this as my text element. So I'm going to duplicate this and then move it down in my stack. And once it's here at the bottom, then I have to enter in that ID and also make sure that that text element is hidden, because I want it to be hidden so you can't see it unless you click that button, and then it will display and show when someone clicks that. So I'm copying and pasting the ID right here. I'm going to mark it as hidden, and then this should work. So let's go ahead and preview this and test it out after we get our text set up to be more of like an error message text. So all I'm doing is just changing the color of the text here to red so that it shows more like an error message text. Okay, so let's click preview and we'll wait for a second for it to load. And now we have our age requirement disclaimer. And when we click no, then our message pops up, which is super cool. And if we click yes, it's going to obviously close the light box. So I just love how cool that is with the AI code assistant. So one thing you're going to want to do is once you get this set up and working on desktop, you're going to want to go to mobile and make sure that it's working there. And basically, I'm just going to change the min max for these text elements and set the min to a certain pixel ratio so that they always will be at least that size on any device. And then I do have to customize my buttons a little bit and my stack. So this is something that you always have to do whenever you do light boxes is just make sure that they work on all devices. And unfortunately, they don't work like sections where you can use the responsive AI and then AI goes and generates it for you. So I'm just going through element by element, my buttons, my text elements, and even the container box of the light box, and getting it sized to how I want it to look and to make sure that everything can fit and that it has enough space so it doesn't feel too cluttered. So I'm just going to stretch out my stack here a little bit more, give it a little bit of room, and then continue to set the min max for each of these elements. And then I have a little bit of extra work to do with my buttons, but I wanted to show this part of the process because it's an important part of the process of creating light boxes so that it works for all users on all devices. So I just am wanting to get my buttons to be the same height and width here. So I'm just changing that for each button until I get it to where I want it to be. So this is getting closer now. Just need a little bit more room here on the one button side. And that's looking pretty close. Okay, so I'm just going to align my stack one more time to my container. And then let's go ahead and preview this on mobile and see how it works. So we're going to wait for a second for it to pop up. And then sure enough, here it comes. So now we can test it and we can click the no, and our same error message comes through that we just set up with the code. And then if we click yes, it closes. So we're just going to go back to desktop to preview this one more time and make a few last minute changes here, but we're really close to having this all the way set up and ready for our website. So I'm just going to preview this and make sure it's still working. And then I do want to change the button hover for this second button, because when I noticed in the preview when I hover over it, it didn't have the same hover effect as the first button. So just going to add that in real quick and then preview this again, make sure that hover effect is working how I want it to. And they are looking the same now, which is awesome. And then also you'll notice as I'm clicking on the outside, it doesn't actually close the light box. They have to click the close button. So just testing that as well. So that's how you create an age disclaimer notice on your Wix Studio website, and I will see you in the next video.